Bond fans, listen up. If you love action, smooth espionage, and wild stunts, you've got to check out Octopussy. This classic hit the big screen back in June of 1983, first in the UK, then a few days later in the US. Directed by John Glenn and produced by Albert R. Broccoli, Octopussy brings back all the Bond magic you know and love. The screenplay was a team effort by George MacDonald Fraser, Richard Maybaum, and Michael G. Wilson, based on Ian Fleming's story, but with a ton of new twists. Who's in it? Roger Moore's back doing his thing as James Bond, with Maude starring as the mysterious Octopussy. You've also got Louis Jordan as villain Kamal Khan, Christina Wayborn as Magda, Kabir Bedi as the tough guy Gobinder, and Stephen Burkoff chewing the scenery as General Orlov. All your favourites are here too. Desmond Llewellyn as Q, Lois Maxwell as Miss Moneypenny, and Robert Brown starting his run as M after Bernard Lee passed away. So what's the story? It all kicks off with a wild scene. Bond zipping through a military base in a jet disguised as a horse trailer, only in Bond, right? After the stylish credits, with Rita Coolidge singing All Time High, the real adventure starts. A British agent gets killed while holding a Fabergé egg, yeah, the fancy Russian kind, and MI6 thinks the Soviets are involved. Bond gets sent to follow the trail, leading to this shady Afghan prince, Kamal Khan, and his bodyguard Gobinder. Turns out Khan's in cahoots with a totally rogue Soviet general who's planning to blow up a US Air Force base in West Germany. The idea? Make it look like an accident so NATO backs off and lets the Soviets do whatever. Along the way, Bond meets Octopussy herself, a super rich smuggler with a whole circus at her command. At first, she's working with Khan, but Bond's charm and the truth about the nuke plot eventually win her over. The climax is classic Bond. He's in a clown suit at a circus, just trying to convince everyone about a ticking nuclear bomb. Talk about stressful, right? But our guy pulls it off and defuses the nuke in the nick of time. But wait, the action isn't over. Bond chases the baddies to India, and there's this insane mid-air fight outside a flying plane. He takes down Gobinder for good and crashes Khan's evil plans, literally. The film wraps with the classic Bond ending, mission completed, girl in tow. Behind the scenes, there was a real Bond rivalry going down that year. Sean Connery came back in Never Say Never Again, but Octopussy beat it at the box office. They shot this thing all over the place, India, Germany, the UK, you name it. And Maude, she's actually played two different Bond girls in separate movies. Pretty unique. There's no shortage of wild stunts, think trains, planes, and a lot of hanging on for dear life. Most of those were done for real too, not just movie magic. Musically, the theme song, All Time High by Rita Coolidge, was a hit, even though it doesn't say the movie's name, which is kinda rare for Bond songs. John Barry's back for his 10th Bond score, so you know it's got that classic sound. Money-wise, Octopussy absolutely raked it in. 27.5 million budget and over 187 million at the box office. Critics were kinda split. People loved the action and the laughs, but not everyone was wild about Bond clowning around, literally. Still, fans keep coming back for those epic stunts and Moore's non-stop charm. A couple quick fun facts for you. Roger Moore was 55 when he made this. Talk about aging well. Tennis star Vijay Amritraj joins as Bond's buddy, even using a tennis racket in a fight. And the fancy Fabergé egg, inspired by the real treasures made for Russian royalty. So whether you're a die-hard Bond fan or just looking for some vintage action, Octopussy is a wild ride you won't forget. Grab the popcorn and enjoy the spectacle. Have you seen Octopussy? Tell us about it in the comments and subscribe to Movies of the 80s.